So that is Adam Levy. Adam is one of my favorite guitar players ever. I've been following him for a few years, and you may or may not know his name, but you should know who he is. I think Adam is one of, if not the most tasteful guitar players around today. What he's able to do with guitar is truly masterful. And in today's video, I'm gonna show you some of my favorite parts about Adam's playing. Now, Adam is a pretty legendary guitar player. He's lives in New York now, but he's originally from Encino, California. In the early 1990s, he started playing. He started his music career. And since then, he's gone on to play with the likes of Norah Jones and Amos Lee, as well as releasing several studio albums of his own. In fact, he just released a new one this week. I'll have a link to it in the description box down below, as well as links to all of Adam's social media and his website. He teaches lessons. He's got a chord book for sale. But more importantly, I just want you to know Adam Levy and his playing, and I want you to hear why I think he is one of the most tasteful guitar players ever. Okay, there's so much happening in this solo. First off, the personality. One thing about Adam's playing that you'll see no matter what he's doing, if he's playing solo or he's playing with an ensemble like this, he is unmistakably Adam. That's one common thing with all the players that I've highlighted in this video series. They are all unmistakably them. And it's almost impossible to sound like them. Even if you transcribe their lines, you learn their solos, you work on their technique, you can't sound like these players. And Adam's a perfect example of that. He's got so much depth in his sound. There's so much richness and personality that comes through his playing. And as an artist, as a musician, I think that's something we should all be striving for. Where Adam is at after decades and decades of playing is he has his own unique voice on the instrument that is unmistakable and it's uncopyable. The other thing I love about his playing is how restrained he is. The dude has lines, he's got chops, he can absolutely play, but he's known almost for doing the most with the least. Every time I see him play or hear something he's played on, it's almost like he's thinking, what can I do that is the most musical thing, but with the least amount of notes, the least amount of flash or flair? Like, how can I get the point across doing as little and with as much subtlety and nuance as possible? And that's something I think we all could learn from. Like, just take a listen to the beginning of his solo here. That's very simple. There's nothing flashy or impressive or athletic about that line, but it doesn't need to be. He plays complete musical phrases. There's a melody and he's leaving space, but it's not just the space, it's where he's choosing to put the space and the little details, little nuances of his playing. And it creates this like push and pull. As the listener, you're wanting to hear more. He's giving you just enough, and then he's pulling back. He's able to draw you in by playing a simple blues solo. But it's incredibly difficult to sound like that. To play with that much nuance and skill and restraint, that takes years and years and years. That is true masterful guitar playing. That's the type of guitar player I want to be when I grow up. So that is some of the best guitar tone I've ever heard. And this is something that I think he and Julian Lage have in common. When you listen to Julian Lage play and Adam Levy play, they have such control over the instrument that they can play with such just a light touch and such detail. Players like Adam are able to pull out the best from guitar as an instrument, as a lead instrument, as an accompanying instrument. But he has such a developed touch on the instrument that you get all these little details and these nuances coming out that is incredibly difficult to do. Guitar is a hard instrument to play. I've been playing for 20 years and I still find it incredibly difficult to do just about every single day. And again, here you can see he's doing the most with the least. He's creating a complete musical idea, a piece of art with the most minimal chord voicings, the most minimal approach. His touch on the instrument is as light as it can be, and it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So his time feel, his pocket is so great. This is another thing I love about Adam's playing. It's like, not only does he play with such nuance and character and personality, but he's got such a great feel. This is like a really groovy, deep pocket kind of New Orleans thing. Larry Golding's on organ, Jay Belleros on drums, and Adam's solo here is so cool. It fits the vibe of this ensemble perfectly. It's like a little quirky, a little like greasy, almost kind of like drunk feeling, but it fits the rhythm section and it's so cool. And he's opening up a little bit more here than he has in the previous clips, but it's just enough. It's all that is needed over this song. It's completely improvised. You can tell he's just working out these ideas in real time, but they're complete ideas. They're phrases. They have a beginning, a middle, and an end. His solo is going somewhere, and it's all with this nuance and this detail and this feel that is so uniquely Adam Levy. Also, his tone here is incredible. He's just playing a gorgeous 335 into, I believe, some kind of Fender amp. There's not really anything else happening. You know, he's not using pedals or modulation or overdrive or reverb as far as I can tell, but he's got such a great touch on the guitar. It sounds so woody. It's like he's playing this just old wooden box. You can see he's like pulling the guitar neck in and out of tune. He's bending his notes and he's bending his chords in certain ways. He's, you know, whiffing certain notes or cutting certain notes or ideas short. And it's like he's creating his own modulation, if you will, his own sort of vibrato or you know, bad tape kind of effect, something I would have to use a pedal for or whatever. Adam can just do it himself. And again, that's a choice. That's a musical choice he's making. He's not doing that because he lacks control over the instrument or he can't play in tune. He's doing it because it's part of the idea he wants to express with this solo. And that's what I mean. Like, he's so advanced as a player that he can choose to make it sound out of tune and a little bit distorted and screwed up and messed up if it fits the vibe of the song, just like he can choose to make it sound beautiful and clear and articulate and sweet or anything in between. That's the mark of a true master guitar player. This guy is truly one of the most tasteful guitar players ever. So that's why I love Adam Levy. He's on tour. He's traveling with his band. So if you want to go see him live, I'll have links to his travel dates, his tour dates in the description box down below. Also links to his website. He teaches lessons. He's got some lesson material online for purchase. He's also got a great YouTube channel, which I will link down below, where he's teaching lessons. He's a great educator, and so I highly recommend you go check him out. Also follow him on Instagram. If you like to support the channel, check out one of my video courses in the description box as well. You can sign up for the Inner Circle down there, which is a great way to support what I'm doing. That gets you access to all of my video courses, past, present, and future. More information is linked in the description box. While you're down there, be sure to subscribe, leave a like and a comment, and catch you on the next one.